I didn't know it then, but that summer would change everything I believed about monsters. My dad's job has always sounded cool on paper. He works with wildlife conservation groups, traveling the world to protect endangered species. I'd grown up hearing stories about elephants in Kenya and gorillas in Rwanda. So when he said I could finally join him on a trip to Africa, I jumped at the chance, picturing thrilling safaris and maybe getting to brag about seeing lions and zebras up close. But I didn't expect Mfue. We flew into Zambia, then drove for hours until the paved roads vanished and the green wilderness swallowed everything. The village of Mfue lay deep in the Luangwa River Valley, quiet, surrounded by tall grass, baobab trees, and the distant calls of unseen animals. It seemed peaceful, even sleepy, but beneath that calm surface, something waited, something ancient. The villagers greeted us kindly, but I noticed they all seemed tense when the sun began to lower. They locked their doors early and hurried home before dark. When I asked our guide, a quiet man named Benson, he gave me a look I won't forget, like he was trying to decide whether to warn me or spare me. That night, we sat by a fire outside our guest house, the stars blazing in the sky above. Crickets chirped, and the scent of burning wood filled the air. It felt like the kind of calm people write about in travel blogs, until Benson finally spoke. "You must not walk alone at night," he said, his voice low. "This place, it has known great danger." My dad raised an eyebrow. "Danger? You mean poachers?" Benson shook his head slowly. "No, something worse. A lion, but not a normal one. The people here call it Shumba ya Satana, the devil lion." He stared into the fire as he spoke, and the flames cast strange shadows across his face. Around us, the night suddenly felt thicker. "Years ago," he said, "when the moon was dark and the wind was still, this lion came. It walked on silent feet, its eyes glowing like coals, and it killed not for hunger, but for sport." I leaned in, suddenly cold despite the fire. It wasn't like other lions. Its body was too large, its mane was black, and its roar, no one who heard it ever forgot. I didn't know what to say. I'd come to Africa for adventure. I didn't expect nightmares. "It happened in 1991, he began, talking more quietly. "I was just a boy, not much older than you." He pointed at me. Our village had lived with lions for many years. Hunters came from all over the world to shoot them. Too many were killed, and we thought the lions were gone forever. He poked the fire, sending sparks flying up into the night sky. But nature has ways of fighting back. On July 9th of that year, something came to Mfue that we had never seen before. Benson told us how two boys were walking home in the evening, when a huge lion appeared from nowhere. One boy was taken before he could even scream. The other ran for help, his eyes wide with fear as he told about a lion bigger than any he had ever seen. "Rangers went looking with guns," Benson continued, "but they found only blood, no body, no lion. A few days later, the beast attacked again. This time, it attacked another child who was walking with an armed ranger. Even though the ranger shot his gun, the lion didn't stop. The boy died before they could get him to a doctor. The attacks kept happening. One night, the lion broke into a family's home. The father tried to fight it off with a cooking pot, but the lion was too strong. Both he and his young son were killed, while the rest of the family hid in terror. Another time, a teacher from the village school was walking back from collecting supplies. When the lion struck, the children waiting for their lesson that day instead learned a horrible truth about the danger lurking in the tall grass around their homes. "How big was it?" my dad asked, writing in his notebook. Benson spread his arms wide, 3 meters or 10 feet from nose to tail, almost as tall as me. "And its face?" He shook a little. Its eyes were not like a normal lion. They burned with something we had never seen before. The attacks went on for months. The lion would come both day and night, breaking into homes and attacking anyone it found. One woman was taken from inside her hut when the lion broke through her wooden wall. 3 farmers working together in a field were attacked one after another when they got separated for just a few minutes. The villagers began to call it the devil lion. Many thought it wasn't a real animal at all. Our older people said it was the work of a man with magic powers. Benson explained, "In our old stories, some men can turn into lions using evil spirits. They do this to punish people who have done wrong. I pulled my jacket tighter around me, even though the night was warm. Was that true? I asked. Was it really a person? Benson shrugged. What we know is that the devil lion killed 18 people in our village and nearby areas. For months, we lived in fear. Kids could not play outside. Adults worked in groups, always watching the bushes. Everyone carried spears or axes to protect themselves. The village leader finally asked for help from people who hunt lions. 2 men named Wayne Hosek and Charles Bukes came to Mfue to find the creature. They set traps all around the village, Benson said. For weeks, nothing happened. The lion seemed to know where the traps were. It kept hunting but always avoided being caught. Then one night, everything changed. I remember hearing the shots, Benson said quietly. Many shots, then shouting. Everyone ran from their homes to see what happened. The hunters had finally killed the devil lion. When the villagers gathered to see it, they couldn't believe their eyes. It was exactly as people had described, very large, much bigger than normal lions. Its body had many scars from earlier hunts, and one of its teeth was broken. Some say that's why it hunted humans, Benson explained. Its injuries made it hard to catch normal animals to eat. But others still believe it was sent to punish our village for something wrong we had done. The next morning, Benson took us to the local school where they kept pictures of the devil lion. When I saw the photos, my mouth fell open. The lion was huge, with a dark, full mane. Its eyes still looked fierce even though it was dead. Is this real? I asked, looking at the black and white photo of hunters standing beside the enormous body. Very real. Benson nodded. The devil lion of Mfue is now in a museum in America. You can still go see it. Later that day, we met an old man who said he had seen the lion with his own eyes. I was working in my field when it walked by, he told us, his hands shaking a little as he spoke. It looked straight at me, but it did not attack. I saw something in its eyes, something that was not like an animal. What do you think it was? My dad asked. The old man was quiet for a long time. I think it was a message. Nature has a balance. When we destroy too much, something comes to remind us of our place. For the rest of our stay in Mfue, I couldn't stop thinking about the devil lion. At night, I would listen to the sounds outside our window, the moving grass, the faraway calls of animals, and wonder what else might be out there. On our last day, I asked Benson if he thought something like the devil lion could ever come back. He looked out across the valley before answering. The people of Mfue respect lions now. We protect them, and they stay in their area. But there are still many hunters in other places, so who knows? He smiled at me then, seeing my worried face. Don't be afraid. The devil lion taught us an important lesson about respecting nature. Sometimes, the scariest stories carry the most important messages. Years later, I looked up the Mfue lion online. It's real, stuffed and preserved in a glass case at a museum in Chicago. The man-eater from 1991 still stands tall, frozen mid-stride, and just as fierce as old Benson described. Scientists say it was just an unusually large lion, possibly injured, that turned to hunting humans simply because they were easy prey. Logical, maybe. But somehow, that explanation has always felt incomplete. I still think about Benson's words, about how nature keeps its balance, and how it sometimes speaks in ways we don't understand when that balance is broken. It makes me wonder, what if the devil lion was more than just a wounded animal? What if it was a message, a warning, something primal that we've long forgotten to hear? These days, every time I see news about forests being destroyed, species going extinct, or animals driven from their habitats, I remember the devil lion. I think about that terrifying creature as more than just a predator, perhaps an echo of nature's anger, a reminder that for all our technology and confidence, we are still vulnerable. We are not as in control as we like to believe. In Mfue, they haven't forgotten. People live with lions once again, but with renewed caution and deep respect. The way they build their homes, the way they move after dark, it's all different now. The stories of the devil lion still ripple through the community, passed down from parent to child. And when the sun begins to disappear behind the horizon, and the bush grows quiet, parents still call to their children in low, serious voices. Come inside before dark, they say. Remember the devil lion, and the children listen.